Live from the 607, it's the Ocho Duro Parlay Hour, where we're talking everything going on in the world of sports. Join in the conversation on social media with the hashtag ODPH, because here we go.
Instead of looking deep inside, every word I have to say, keep it simple.
Welcome to an all-new edition of the ODPH podcast. What's happening, everybody? Thank you so much for joining us this week. My name is Ken M. Joining me in studio, as always, you know him. He's a co-host. He's a man of 1,004 aliases. His name is Padawan J.
Let me talk to you.
And boy, we have a lot to talk about in the land of sports. Entertainment has been a little quiet. But dare I say, can we take a victory lap per se, Pad?
Sure.
Because as you're listening to this announcement, well, the secret, the surprise, the je ne sais quoi, if you will, of what I am doing now, and now Padawan J is as well, as far as content creating, has been announced that we are going to be rolling out Fanlight Zone in the very, very near future. Mm-hmm. So a brand new pop culture destination that you need to go check out, casting attention on creators and content that you need to know about. So the links will be there in the liner notes of this episode and in all ODPH social media. But if you really want to find out what's going on with that, Pad, where does everybody go?
ODPHpodcast.com.
So right on there, you're going to find out about Fanlight Zone and everything going on there. Make sure you sign up on all the socials. The links are up right now in the link tree. So wherever you're finding the account, go sign up, go follow. Trust me, you're not going to want to miss what we got coming there.
Oh, no, you're not.
But while you're at ODPH, still check out the blogs, still check out the social media accounts. I mean, we still have the ODPH going on as well, too, so stuff that's strictly for the podcast will be there. But a lot of stuff is going to be going to Fanlight Zone, so we're just going to tell you that right now. Also, while you're there, check out the Public Store links, check out friends of the show, such as 3FM Podcast, Dragon Master Games, and check out the directory. You know, I'm so wound up to talk about Fanlight Zone. I'm always messing this up. But the directory, Pat, how many overrides are we on?
995,420.
And your source?
Trust me, bro.
So wherever you listen to the ODPH on, first and foremost, thank you for checking us out. It means the absolute world to us. Drop us a review on your favorite podcatcher. I am told it helps the algorithm of the show.
Allegedly.
So I go with it. So it helps us, help you. Boom. There it is. Last but certainly not least, go check out the music section, which has great friends of the show, such as as Brian Wolf and the Howlers, Second Suitor, Tom Jolu, Shout Out to the Robots and Floodlands. All great musicians. You definitely want to keep a track of what's going on, especially Tom Jolu right now. New music is on the way.
Hey.
So I can't be more excited to talk about that. And if it's anything else I might have forgotten right now, because obviously a lot of things happen in here behind the scenes, ODPHpodcast.com, and on socials, if you're still using hashtags, why not use the hashtag ODPHpod? If we're talking sports, it is this time of year. One segment is all we need, and that is going to be breaking down the week that was in the NFL. So, Pad, kick us off.
Yeah, so we're going to start with my lock, and one of my locks was the Chicago Bears to defeat the New York Giants, which they did handily. Well, not handily. They beat them by the final score of 24-20. Caleb Williams, 20 of 36, 220 yards passing, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, 0 sacks, by the way. Mm-hmm. For the Giants, it was Jackson Dart going 19 of 29, 242 yards passing, no touchdowns or interceptions. Russell Wilson did come in the game towards the latter half of the game because, unfortunately, Jackson Dart did suffer a concussion and went into concussion protocol. We'll get into more of that in just a minute. But Russ went 3 for 7, 45 yards, no touchdowns or interceptions. Tyrone Tracy Jr. was the leading rusher for the Giants, going 14 carries, 71 yards, no touchdowns. DeAndre Swift led the way for Chicago, 13 carries, 80 yards, no touchdowns. For the Bears receiving, it was Rome Odunze, 6 catches, 86 yards, 1 touchdown. And then for the Giants, it was Darius Slayton going 4 catches, 89 yards, and no touchdowns.
It is noteworthy that Brian Daboll was fired after this game.
I don't appreciate the hoodie he was wearing the next day because it's leading to a lot of speculation.
Yeah, that is true.
Wearing a Penn State hoodie.
Yeah.
And 2 of his kids go to Penn State.
Well, you never know. I mean, we'll have to see where he winds up. I know there was a lot of rumor mill talk. He was going back to Buffalo as the OC.
I almost made that joke to you just to see what you would say, but I'm like, I don't need to.
I'll discuss that when we talk to Bills. Trust me, I have a lot to say about that. But going to the Giants, this is a game that they had. They were leading, and then they blew in the fourth quarter.
Again, for like the 4th time this year, I think?
That's the problem. They can't close. And for Daboll, who's supposed to be the offensive guru, the fact you can't close out games and get more points in the fourth quarter after you've been dominating most of that game, that's a problem. But
it is.
And obviously, Jackson Dart going out, that really hurts. Jameis Winston is going to be starting next week.
Yep.
That can only help. I'm sorry, Russell Wilson, time has passed you by.
Yeah.
It's very clear. He is not the quarterback he once was.
No.
And I think this is it for him.
Well, and the other thing, too, that is concerning for Jackson Dart, I will pull up, because I admittedly don't know this off the top of my head, but I do know one stat about this. He has started in, he's played 9 games this season. So about half the games this year. Through half of his first season, he is on his 4th concussion protocol. That is deeply concerning if I'm, the Giants front office. And we're hoping, time will tell. This could be a flash in the pan rookie season. He comes back his sophomore year and it just absolutely falls off the wheels, which not wishing that on him. But the fact that Jackson Dart is on his 4th concussion, or at least being in concussion protocol for the 4th time this season, very concerning.
I mean, it is a problem. It's something they've needed to address for years and they haven't done. And that's an offensive line. And when they've tried going in the draft, it hasn't worked. Okay, listen, if you're trying to make moves, I get it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem like that's the case overall. And now you have your franchise quarterback of the future is now in concussion protocol, like you said, for a 4th time.
Yes.
That's a problem. So now they're going to need to worry about it. In all honesty, the season is lost.
100%. I mean, you're sitting there at, what are they now? They're 2-8.
Yeah.
They're 0-6 on the road.
Yeah.
Like, good Lord.
So, I mean, at this situation, there's no point in them coming back. I would just sit him, rest him until he's completely healthy.
Yeah.
Go with Winston the rest of the way. And
evaluate what you got for the rest of your offense. Figure out the running game, because Tyrone Tracy Jr., not a bad game. 14-71, no touchdowns. Okay, that's not bad. Singletary, 8 for 20. Okay. But I feel like you need not necessarily a 1-2 punch, but you need something to complement along with Tyrone Tracy Jr. That's at least a good foundation for the running game. He can't do 140 carries or whatever it would be a whole game if he's the only back. And then the receiving core. Listen, we have said since at least Odell Beckham Jr. left that they need to figure out that receiving core.
Yeah. I mean, that's a problem that they need to address this offseason. I don't know who they get. I think they will get some free agents that we might not suspect, because Dart is showing signs of life there.
Could be.
So, and Scadaboo, we hope he comes back next year. We don't know. So they're going to have a lot of questions this offseason, but especially getting a head coach that comes in and can right the ship.
Yeah.
Because that's what they need. They need somebody to steer it in a right direction. And Dabble, we knew was having problems this season.
Yeah.
It was make or break.
Yep.
And unfortunately broke for him. So his future is very much up in the air. He's going to land somewhere.
Oh, yeah, he'll land somewhere.
Whether it's Penn State, whether it's Buffalo, whether it's a team we're not even thinking about. He will land somewhere, so he'll be fine.
And then we'll see what happens to the GM, because there are those rumors, too.
But, no, Sheehan is staying. They said that Sheehan will be back next season.
Oh, okay.
So the one thing, though, I want to say before we switch over to the next game, we have to applaud the Bears.
Absolutely.
The Bears are for real, folks.
Ooh. The Bears are currently sitting pretty. Looking at the standings for the NFC Central, they're sitting in 2nd place, although, listen, they're tied for 1st place. With the Lions, they're also being 6-3. They're right ahead of the Green Bay Packers at 5-3-1, and then the Vikings are in last place at 4-5.
Yeah, it's only 2 games separation. Yeah. But for the fact that the Bears have turned around this quickly, kudos to Ben Johnson and what he's done with his team. He's inspired. He's inspiring the Mounties 4th quarter comebacks. So when you have this culture changing, that's a huge win for your franchise. That's what they're doing in Chicago. Caleb Williams, he's getting the most out of him. This reminds me of when Jared Goff came over to Detroit. He worked with him, got the most out of him.
Yeah.
Am I saying Williams is going to be 2.0? I don't know. But I'm saying right now, I'm liking what I'm seeing out of the Bears. If they're going to really make a run, I don't think they have enough to get to the Super Bowl. But if they can at least make playoffs, which I had a feeling they were going to pull off.
Sure.
If Johnson got this team to buy in, they're going to be a scary first-round opponent.
Absolutely. Well, if they want to get battle-tested, the next 4 weeks will certainly do that for them, because this upcoming Sunday, they're on the road playing the Minnesota Vikings. Week 12, they're at home playing the Pittsburgh Steelers. Then they got a little bit of a short turnaround. They're playing on Black Friday on the road in Philly against the Eagles. That'll be 3 o'clock Eastern on Prime Video. And then week 14, they're on the road playing the Green Bay Packers. So that ain't easy.
It's not an easy road.
Yeah. For the New York Football Giants, well, it don't get any easier for them either, because this upcoming Sunday, they're at home against the Green Bay Packers. On the road playing the Detroit Lions, week 12. Week 13 is on the road playing the New England Patriots. That'll be on Monday Night Football. And then they got a bye week in week 14.
At least they can look at week 14 and be happy.
It cannot come soon enough for those folks.
No, definitely not.
Then we got to talk my leap, and boy, I figured this would be a lot more different than it was.
Wow, I will say this on record, this was the most disappointing game of the weekend, and there was, we'll get into it, okay, but I'll let you get the lead here.
Yeah, so the Philadelphia Eagles ended up beating the Green Bay Packers by the final score of, wait for it, 10-7. It was like a baseball game with a lot of home runs. Jalen Hurts, 15 of 26, 183 yards passing, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Jordan Love, 20 of 36, 176 yards passing, no touchdowns or interceptions. Josh Jacobs led the way for Green Bay in rushing, 21 carries, 74 yards, just 1 touchdown. For the Eagles, it was Saquon Barkley, 22 carries, 60 yards, no touchdowns. Devontae Smith led the way for Philly in receiving, 4 catches, 69 yards, 1 touchdown. And then for the Packers, it was Christian Watson, 2 catches, 45 yards, and no touchdowns.
Okay. First and foremost, what the hell was Nick Sirianni doing in the fourth quarter? This is the problem I have with this game. You're up. You have Saquon Barkley, arguably the best running back in the entire league.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you passing with under 2 minutes left when you have the lead?
Yep.
I don't understand this play calls, and you're lucky that Green Bay couldn't pull it out because it looked to me like you were giving them every single chance to, and that does not make any sense to me. You're on the road against a Super Bowl contender, and the fact that you're struggling this entire game. Remember, it was 0-0 at halftime.
0-0 at halftime. Nobody scored until the third quarter, and that was a field goal from the Eagles.
Nobody looked good. And Hurts did not get anything going until extremely late in this game. So the fact that you're struggling to put up 10 points with all the offensive weapons you have is a problem. Green Bay's defense is good, but it's not shut down.
It ain't that good.
No, Micah Parsons, granted, he got lucky with a trip that he did. He did not get called with, too, by the way. The fact that Green Bay held him in check, that's a huge win for them.
Oh, yeah.
But the problem I have is Philly. I don't know what you were thinking in that fourth quarter.
I mean, listen, I think Philly can count its lucky stars. They got out of there with the win because there's no way they should have won this game.
Absolutely not.
Green Bay should have come back and beat them handedly. Now, I'm not saying 3, 4, 5 scores, but they should have put up more than a token touchdown in the fourth quarter because the way you just look at the stats further. I mean, Saquon Barkley, you're leading 22 carries from Saquon Barkley. You know, yikes. Jalen Hurts was your next rusher, 5 for 27. Will Shipley, 4 for 17. Tank Bigsby, 3 for 7. And then you look at the receiving core. The receiving core is just awful, and I'm saying this as an A.J. Brown fantasy owner. You know, Devontae Smith, 4 for 69, as I mentioned. That's on 7 targets. Godare, their tight end, 4 for 43 on 6 targets. Saquon Barkley, 3 for 41 on 3 targets. Will Shipley, 2 for 17 on 2 targets. A.J. Brown, 2 for 13 on 3 targets.
That's the problem.
And then Grant Calcaterra, none for none on 1 target, and Jahan Dotson had the same, none for none with 1 target. Like, for as pass happy and as dynamic as this offense can be, it's looking a little one-sided.
It completely was. I mean, the fact that you held A.J. Brown in check for 3 attempts for 13 yards.
I'm saying this wasn't 09 Revis on the other side.
Right, exactly. Who on Green Bay's secondary scares you? Secondary. I'm not saying Parsons.
Right.
That's the big flag here. There is a problem with Philly's offense because if you're beating the easy teams, which they should.
Oh yeah.
But now you go head to head with a Super Bowl contender,
right? And
you're struggling to put up more than 10 points, let alone the first half you got shut out.
Right, and I get weather was cold. It got real cold here in the northern part of the United States. They play in Philly.
Exactly, that's the thing.
That's not an excuse.
You throw that away. The fact they got shut down by Green Bay's defense, that is a little worrisome.
Sure.
Like, if you a scale from 1 to 5, that's like a 2.
Yeah.
It's noteworthy.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you need to really go, okay.
The panic button's not getting hit, but you're taking the cover off.
No, but the problem is that fourth quarter you're up, and you nearly gave it back to them.
Yeah.
And for Green Bay, had they not wasted a timeout earlier in that half, they would have had enough to set up a play, get a more field goal range.
Yeah.
Because their kicker was hurt.
Oh, yeah.
So he did something to his hamstring. So the fact he was not 100%, but he almost nailed it. They're lucky they escaped with this one. Green Bay should have won this one.
Yeah.
Now things are very interesting in the NFC North.
Tell me about it.
Because Detroit is getting hot at the right time, but the Bears, as we previously just mentioned,
Both teams 6-3.
they're getting there. And Minnesota, as bad as they've been this season, are still mathematically in this.
Minnesota, you don't know who's going to show up each week.
Well, that's the whole thing. They've got a lot more issues than we're not talking about here.
Right.
But for Philly, you're 7-2. You're arguably going to win your division easily.
Mm-hmm.
However, I would be really worried about Philly getting in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Because if you have to run into an LA,
Yeah.
if you have to run into Seattle, or if you got to go against Green Bay again, I don't think you pull it out.
Currently, as we record, Philadelphia is the number 1 seed in the NFC, and they win that tiebreaker because they have the same record as Seattle. They win the tiebreaker over Seattle based on best win percentage in conference games.
Yeah. So if Seattle can keep winning.
Yeah, so Seattle has to, because if we're going off conference games, because they have the same divisional record, 2-1. Philly's 6-1 in conference. Seattle's 4-2.
Yeah, so it will be scary for Philly, but if they can keep winning, they'll be fine.
Yeah.
One hiccup like this again, and especially with atrocious play calling in the fourth, they're going to be out of that number 1 seed, and then I don't know if they make it out of the first round. I really don't. That's how good the NFC is this year.
Well, I'll say this. If they can make it out of this next month stretch of their season, they should, and I say should, bold, italicized, capitalized, underlined, everything you can do, should be the number 1 seed, because listen to this next month of the season. This upcoming Sunday, they are at home against the Detroit Lions. That'll be on Sunday Night Football on NBC.
That's going to be a great game, though.
Following Sunday, they are on the road playing the Dallas Cowboys.
Always a good one.
Week after that, week 13 is as I alluded to earlier with the Bears. That's the Black Friday game. They're at home against the Chicago Bears on Prime Video.
Better than advertised.
And then week 14 is on Monday Night Football, where they're traveling out west to play the L.A. Chargers. So, but after that, gets significantly easier because they've got the Raiders, Commanders, Bills, and Commanders.
Yeah, Bills are the only ones going to give them a tough time.
Bills will give them a tough time, but Raiders and Commanders they should handle easily.
If Jalen Daniels isn't playing for the Commanders, they're done.
Yeah.
So that's a non-factor.
Yep. And then for the Green Bay Packers, they've got the New York Giants this upcoming Sunday. That'll be on the road. Then week 12, they've got a home game against the Minnesota Vikings. Week 13 is a road game against the Detroit Lions. That's on Thursday, so that's on Thanksgiving. And then week 14 is at home against the Chicago Bears.
Well, that's a tough stretch for them.
They are division heavy. Holy cow. Because they've got that Chicago game I mentioned. They've also got another game against Chicago and Minnesota to end the year. Oh, by the way, they've got Denver and Baltimore sandwiched in there, too.
It's a tough road for Green Bay. Green Bay, like I say,
that time might come back to haunt them.
I know they're down a tight end this season, but they're going to have to find somebody to step up and help Jacobs.
Yeah.
That's all it comes down to.
Yeah.
Like, they need to get healthy quickly. I don't know if they can. One team, though, that is surprising everybody.
Yeah, tell me about it.
And we have to say this right now. If the season ends today, there is only one clear-cut candidate for MVP, and that is Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I will say the fact that he has single-handedly carried this team, pun intended, on his back and revitalized a quarterback that was all but forgotten. You have to give him credit for.
No, I do.
And the team that they faced, it wasn't actually them. It was who was Atlanta? Was Atlanta?
It was over in Berlin, too.
Yeah. Because this reminds me of Washington a lot.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're going to get out of them.
Yeah.
And for Atlanta, they can step up when they wanted to. They did try stepping up.
Oh, yeah.
But have a career day, Mr. Taylor. Let us talk about the 8-2 Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah, so the Colts beat the Atlanta Falcons 31-25 in overtime with Daniel Jones 19-26, 255 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 7 sacks though. Yikes. Michael Penix Jr. 12-28, 177 passing yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Bijan Robinson led the way for the Falcons, 17 carries, 84 yards, no touchdowns. Jonathan Taylor, 32 carries, 244 yards passing, and 3 touchdowns. So to anyone playing him in fantasy this week, I'm sorry, your matchup was over before noon.
It wasn't. I have Jonathan Taylor on 3 teams.
Oh.
I lost one game because of Ladd McConkey's 53-yard fourth quarter whatever.
Oh, no.
I lost my game by 1 point.
Oh, you hate to see it.
Yeah.
Then to the receiving portion, Tyler Warren led the way for Indianapolis, 8 catches, 99 yards, no touchdowns. And then Drake London led the way for Atlanta with 6 catches, 104 yards, and 1 touchdown. So to your Jonathan Taylor point, I agree wholeheartedly. Listen, I love what Drake May is doing. I love the numbers he's putting up. You know, the sophomore, whatever you want to call it. There ain't no sophomore slump with this kid, but the progressive step forward he has made this year, simply phenomenal, especially considering the nonsense he went through last year. Especially when you think about it, he's on his 3rd head coach and his 3rd offensive coordinator, technically, if you want to go back to his senior season back at UNC in 2023. So he's had 3 head coaches, 3 offensive coordinators in 3 years, which is less than ideal for anybody, especially when one of those years is the college into pro jump. Phenomenal numbers. Tremendous. I love to see it. But I can't deny what Jonathan Taylor is doing. He's first in the NFL in carries, 189. He's first in the NFL in yards rushing with 1,139 yards. Dude's over 1,000 yards rushing, and he's at the halfway point.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's going to crack 200, but you know what? He's going to make a run for it.
He'll make a run for 2K.
No pun intended, which I don't think we've seen since Chris Johnson. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
And then, of course, he's number 1 in the NFL in rushing touchdowns with 15. It's simply tremendous. Now, the only thing he's got working against him, and I can't take credit for this because I heard Adam Schefter mention this on ESPN, I believe it was on Monday, and he looked back at the one thing he said is he doesn't have an MVP vote, and he's glad he doesn't because he's not sure he'd be able to pick a first, second, and third place for MVP this year just because everyone who's a contender is so good this year. But the one thing he said is he looked at the last 10 years of NFL MVP voting, which was however many votes, first place votes. And out of all of those votes, only 1 vote did not go to a quarterback position player. And that was Cooper Kupp a couple of years ago when he had the Triple Crown season where he led all the top 3 statistical categories for a wide receiver. So I think Jonathan Taylor should get it. But I think if we look how the NFL has been the last 10 years, barring something bizarre, he might not get it.
Well, the argument you can always make for an MVP is this. If you take said person off their team, what is their record?
Sure.
And as wild as this might sound to some, they still have Daniel Jones.
Yeah, this is true.
Which he has found a resurgence because he has an offensive line. Giants take notes.
Yeah, no kidding.
So that's the only thing that hurts him. Mm-hmm. But I would say it's Taylor that is making Jones better.
Sure.
That's my argument for this. But if you ask me right now, like who's going to win, it's going to be Sam Darnold. As wild as that sounds, for what he's done out in Seattle, I think you have to give it to him. May is in that conversation, though.
Oh, yeah.
Easily.
Oh, yeah.
I would say Josh Allen was until last week.
Yeah.
That kind of ruined anything.
The one I kept hearing thrown around the last couple of days is Stafford. And I'm like,
Stafford's doing it
he's
quiet.
good.
He's doing it quietly.
Yeah.
That's the problem. But here's the thing. If you remove him, what happens with that team? But that team is not.
Sure.
It's tough to say, but like if you remove him, I still think they win games. If you remove Darnold from Seattle, they lose. They lose outright. If you lose Drake May, New England is not the same. Not wishing it. No,
I know. No, you're right.
But that's the argument.
I've seen her backup
Completely. Like I say, you have to think about if that person that you're selecting for MVP is not on that team, what happens? And Seattle is flying under a radar right now because nobody's giving them the credit they deserve except like real NFL insiders.
Right. Because
they see what's going on. And with Darnold and what he's done with this team.
Sure.
Things I never thought I'd be saying, but here we are.
Hey, get him away from the ghosts. Magic happens.
Yeah, well, that's why I say you get him around a culture that can really develop a quarterback. He's fine. This is the same thing you make for Daniel Jones. Now, for this game alone, though, who is Atlanta? What is Atlanta?
Yeah.
Atlanta will show up when we don't expect them to. They got up for this game.
I think they also took their foot off the gas.
Oh, completely.
They gave up 13 points in the first quarter. Okay. Made some adjustments, locked it down, kept Indianapolis scoreless for the next 2 quarters, but then in the fourth quarter and overtime, gave up 18 points.
Well, if you think about this, how wild would this stat have been? Atlanta wins by 6.
Sure.
Jonathan Taylor runs for 244 yards and loses. Or he runs over 200 yards and loses. Because I would say, I think the, like I say, you have to kind of factor in that, like that stat line. And if they lose, it's all for nothing.
Yeah.
So in this situation, though, Atlanta, that's why they're Atlanta.
They've got some flashes. They'll play you hard, but it's just their ability to close out the games is just not there right now.
No, completely. And that's the sad thing about them is they could be a real contender.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, they just can't put it together for whatever reason. So it is what it is. Until they get it figured out, I mean, they're gonna be stuck this way. And maybe Penix is the guy to get them over the hump. I don't know. I can't say 1,000% that that's the case.
Right.
Because I genuinely don't know. I mean, the jury is still out with me about him. I don't think, in that sense, he's that good. But it's like in the same time,
he's not bad.
He's not bad. Like he's somebody that I think still needs to find his groove and go from there.
Yeah, he's not bad. I mean, I think he's taken a little bit of a step forward. Is it necessarily the jump like we've seen with Drake May from his first year, second? No. But is he showing at least enough that I'm like, all right, you know what? You give him a little bit. A little bit more time. He might find it.
Yeah. Because, like I say, when you take a look at that stat line, now, granted, a lot of those yards for Jonathan Taylor came in that overtime section.
Yeah.
So we have to remember that. That could make an argument for the stat line. But still, I mean, at the end of the day, though, Indianapolis won a very gritty game.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't pretty.
No.
They're 8-2. They're the bells of the balls of the AFC.
But again, I brought it up last week. I'll bring it up again this week. You look at their record.
Oh, sure.
And I'm not going to go through the whole laundry list, but you look at the teams they've lost to. They lost to week 4 to the LA Rams.
Yeah.
27-20. You look at the standings and where the Rams are currently sitting. Well, the Rams are currently sitting in 5th place, 7-2. You look at they lost week 9 last week against the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are currently sitting in the AFC with a record of 5-4. They're beating the team, they being the Colts, are beating the teams they should, the teams that are below 500. When they come to the teams that are above 500, not necessarily happening. Different story. We'll see. But, listen, they're good. They're putting up the numbers. It's great, but they're also beating the teams they should.
The true test is going to be Kansas City in 2 weeks.
Uh-huh.
That's the true test. Like, if they win by 2 touchdowns, then they're for real.
Sure.
But I want to see how Daniel Jones and Taylor do against Spagnuolo.
Oh, yeah.
That's the matchup I'm looking for.
Yeah, no, that's true. So for the Indianapolis Colts, they're on a bye next week, as you alluded to. Then they come out of the bye week 12 on the road in Kansas City, playing the Chiefs. Week 13 is a home game against the Houston Texans. And then week 14 is on the road playing the Jacksonville Jaguars. For the Atlanta Falcons, this upcoming Sunday, they have a home game against the Carolina Panthers. Week 12 is a road game against the New Orleans Saints. Week 13 is on the road playing the New York Jets. And then week 14 is a home game against the Seattle Seahawks.
Well, an interesting time if you're the Colts. I mean, for Atlanta, it is what it is.
Yeah.
The other game, though, we're going to discuss because, well, we have to.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a pretty game by any means.
No.
But somebody had to win this one.
Listen, the New York Jets, statistically, and I can say this in all factuality, they love playing teams from the state of Ohio.
Yes.
The Jets are, what are they? They're 2-7 this year. You know who their 2 wins are against? Cincinnati, state of Ohio, and the Cleveland Browns, state of Ohio.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the secret all along. They just have to play somebody from or in the state of Ohio.
Yeah, but you know what? The thing
Woody
is,
Johnson, get on it.
When they're winning with their special teams, that's what does it for them.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what won them this game.
Yeah.
So let's break it down.
Jets won by the final score of 27-20. Justin Fields, 6 of 11, 54 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Dylan Gabriel, 17 of 32, 167 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, 6 sacks, though. Yikes. Quinton Judkins led the way for Cleveland in rushing, 22 carries, 75 yards, no touchdowns. Breece Hall led the way for the Jets, 21 carries, 83 yards, no touchdowns. Breece Hall also led the way in receiving, although it was on 1 catch, 42 yards, and 1 touchdown. And then Jerry Jeudy led the way for Cleveland with 6 catches, 78 yards, and 1 touchdown.
Well, the easiest way you can describe this game is the Jets pulled off something we don't see every day.
A win?
A kickoff and punt return for touchdowns.
Only in Madden.
Yeah, so that's the ball game. There's nothing pretty to talk about with this game.
No, the fact that Justin Fields 6 of 11, I almost went, wait, what?
Yeah, but that's what did it. I mean, for the Browns, they need to do a lot of work. Just to put it mildly, like from what I've seen, Whether their coach stays or goes, that's a whole different ball of wax.
Stay or will he go?
Dun, 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 dun. Dylan Gabriel, I'm not sold on. I think at this point,
I think you got to give him a little bit of time. I mean, he's gotten dealt a very bad hand with this, and he's not bad. 167, two touchdowns, no interceptions. The 6 sacks, yikes. But then again, Joe Thomas isn't on that offensive line anymore.
oh right, no, I mean Cleveland needs to do work, but I think
You got to give him something for a run game because Quinton Judkins, 22 of 75. That's 3.4 yards a carry.
Yeah.
That is awful. Okay, you got Jerry Jeudy. Not bad. Your next leading receiver was Harold Fannin Jr., 4 for 44. And no touchdowns. That's not bad. David Njoku's a good tight end, but you got to target him more than twice for 21 yards. He got 1 touchdown, so that's not bad. But then you look at the rest of the receivers, like, who is scaring you in that receiving corps?
oh, nobody does.
Cedric Tillman, Dylan Sampson, Jerome Ford, Jeremiah Thrash, Malachi Corley. Like, do any of you have them on your fantasy team? Be honest.
I can't remember if I have one of them.
I'm not talking Judy and Njoku or Judy or Njoku. I'm pretty sure the percentage is very high on ownership and fantasy for those guys.
Yeah.
The rest of them, single digits.
But that's the whole problem. I mean, Cleveland has no identity right now. I mean, they're known for their defense. Their defense is supposed to be shut down, and yet
3 sacks, and I'm willing to bet all of them were from Myles Garrett.
Oh, probably.
Half a sack was from Carson Schlesinger. Another one, half sack was Malik Collins. Miles only had 1. Ho hum.
Yeah.
And then Cameron Thomas got the other one.
Yeah. So I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So there really isn't much to talk about with this game, so we'll just kind of skim past it. But good thing for the Jets. I mean, listen, Aaron Glenn is trying to do this damnedest down there. He's got a team that just got done dealing players, by the way. I know we didn't really talk about that. Sauce Gardner is gone on his way to the Colts.
Indianapolis.
Yeah, which, I mean, listen.
It's a good pickup for the Colts.
It's a good pickup for the Colts. I can't be mad about that at all. The fact that they tried making some moves.
Sure.
Listen, some people might criticize about the draft picks.
They got a lot of draft picks.
They got a lot of draft picks, but they're fully convinced they're going to win now. Which, I mean, listen, their owner is all for it, so why not? That's the thing you have to keep that in mind. If you're going to take a swing there.
Jets are collecting draft picks like they're the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yeah, so I mean, the fact they got a haul from Indianapolis is huge. Dallas making some moves, giving up getting Quentin Williams, which I would love to see him in Buffalo, but I know they weren't going to do an interdivision game or trade. So listen, the Jets can rebuild, but the problem is they need to get the right pieces there.
Oh yeah,
can they do it? I don't know. Because I don't think Glenn, unfortunately, if unless he pulls off some more wins, I think he's gone. And it's a shame.
Yeah.
Because I think he's tried doing everything he can with this team, but this team is not good.
He's got nothing to work with.
Yeah, that's the problem. They completely went to dismantle this team. I think they're going to bring in somebody else next season.
Probably.
And then we go from there. But
so for the Jets, they've got a short week because they're playing tomorrow, and they're on the road playing the Patriots. So that'll be on Prime Video. I know we're wearing our rivalry jerseys. Fun fact about that game, the line opened up at Patriots by 10.5. It's moved to Patriots by 13.5.
Oh, boy.
Also should note, because I know this from fantasy, Ramondre Stevenson is out. So you know who's getting the bulk share of the running back carries. We'll get to that in a little bit. But then moving on, Week 12, the Jets are on the road playing the Baltimore Ravens in Week 12. Week 13 is a home game against the Atlanta Falcons. And Week 14, the game of who the hell knows what's actually going to happen, because we'll get to that in a minute, is a home game against the Miami Dolphins. For the Cleveland Browns, this upcoming Sunday they have a home game against the Baltimore Ravens. Week 12 is on the road playing the Las Vegas Raiders. Week 13 is a home game against the San Francisco 49ers. And then Week 14 is a home game against the Tennessee Titans.
Well, there's football.
Yeah, I mean, there's 2 games they ain't going to win. I can tell you that. But the Browns should beat Tennessee because, Tennessee's just bad. And then Vegas, who the hell knows?
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing about football. I mean, for a lot of these losing franchises, we just got to see what kind of moves they're going to do. And then maybe somebody gets retained next season. I don't know. But that being said, I think, Pat, it's time to take a final lap around the league and talk about the week that was. Yeah, so the Thursday game was the Denver Broncos beating the Las Vegas Raiders 10-7. Surprising. Barn burner of a game, folks. Well, you have to remember, though, it's a rivalry game. The Raiders were going to get up for it. Sure. But the Broncos held them, in check, and their Broncos defense 6 sacks. Yeah, that was the decision maker right there. So I don't want to say great win for Denver, but it's a division win. It's always good. It's a division win, and they're going to need this obviously with their schedule coming up. Yeah. Then you had the Baltimore Ravens beat the Minnesota Vikings 27-19. Well, this is Lamar Jackson doing the Lamar Jackson things.
Lamar came back and looked. I mean, he didn't look too bad.
He didn't look that bad. I mean,
176-1.
So you never
That's
know
passing,
with the Ravens. I don't know if it's going to be enough to really make a run. I know they're kind of evaluating him as the week is going on. So it's a solid win if they're going to try really pushing. But I don't know. I just don't think they have enough this year to get
now listen. This division, the way Pittsburgh is playing, we'll get to that in a minute. This division is Baltimore's to lose. I'm telling you right now.
Well, I mean, you never know because with Cincinnati, Burrow is coming back.
True.
So that's the big X factor. Otherwise, I would say yes.
True.
But with Burrow, if he comes back healthy, it's going to be a tough spot for that final playoff spot.
Then you had the New Orleans Saints beat the Carolina Panthers 17-7.
Well, Saints had to win something.
Hey, Tyler Show, 19 of 27, 282 and 2. Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad for a rookie.
No, definitely not. So something to build on.
Yeah, Kamara had a somewhat decent game.
Yeah, I mean, nothing really right home about this one.
The Houston Texans beat the Jacksonville Jaguars 36-29.
Bad loss for the Jags. Bad loss. When you get beat by the backup, that's a bad loss. I'm just saying that right now. So especially coming over a 19-point fourth quarter deficit, if I'm reading this correctly.
I believe so.
Oh,
I know it helped out the Kansas City Chiefs because the Chiefs were on the outside looking in heavily thus far.
They were up 29-10 going into that fourth quarter, and they gave up 26 unanswered.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah, and the loss for Jacksonville helped the Chiefs because I got a buddy who's a Chiefs fan. The Chiefs were like 10th or somewhere around there in the playoff standings, but now because of Jacksonville's lost and some other stuff, the Chiefs are are tied with the Jaguars for that 7th spot.
That's bad.
Yeah.
Bad.
Yeah, tell me about it. Then you had the Seattle Seahawks beat the Arizona Cardinals 44-22.
I mean, listen, Seattle flying under the radar. I'm telling you right now, they're clicking on both sides of the ball. They're reminding me of that early Seattle run that kicked off their new era in up in the Northwest. Cardinals are Cardinals.
Yeah,
it's just get to the offseason.
Kyler Murray's got Call of Duty to play.
If he comes back, I think he's gone. I think he's gone next season.
Could be. The L.A. Rams beat the San Francisco 49ers 42-26.
I mean, listen, there's a reason Stafford's in that conversation, but the Rams are just stacked on both sides of the ball.
I love seeing Instagram reels from fans of specific teams talking so much, like a couple days before the game, and I'm seeing it on Monday because it's absolutely hysterical. I saw, and I don't know why I saw this, but I saw a whole bunch of 49ers fans. There's no way we're going to lose to the Rams at home. This is our house. We're the class of our division, blah, blah, like everything you would have expected, and then you get that dropped on you.
Listen, the 49ers are one of the most injury-plagued teams in the league.
Tell me about it.
And I'm sorry, Mac Jones is not Brock Purdy.
Nope.
He's gotten lucky sometimes, maybe
33, 39, 319, and 3.
Right, but they're not the same team. The fact that the Rams dropped 42 on them, I think that's case in point right now.
Yeah, no, the Rams looking good. 49ers, 6-4.
I mean, still, they're contending, but they need to get healthy. That's the problem.
Then you had the Detroit Lions beat the Washington Commanders 44-22.
No Jalen Daniels, no problem. I mean, that's literally the story of this game.
Yeah, the Commanders fans losing their mind because this team looked like it was destined for a decent playoff spot, and now you might be looking at the middle of the first-round draft pick.
I will say this. If Dan Quinn gets fired as their head coach, I would not be surprised.
I wouldn't either. It's not his fault, but
No, because you kept Daniels in that game that you should not have, and that's where he got hurt.
Yes.
Somebody's going to take the fall for that if they don't.
Right.
And the head coach will probably be the one.
No, you're right. And then you have the Sunday night game where the L.A. Chargers beat the Pittsburgh Steelers 25-10.
You know, the thing about this game is we're seeing old Aaron Rodgers instead of the Aaron Rodgers of old.
Old man Rodgers.
And I'm sorry, Steelers fans, this is the truth. There is nothing nice to say about it.
Nope.
Justin Herbert, I'm not sold on him being the guy. I know that it's the Chargers' third straight win. I'm still not buying them. If they even get in the playoffs, I still wouldn't even say they're going to make a run. I mean, granted.
Chargers currently the 5th seed.
Yeah, but still, that doesn't matter. Whoever would be the 4th will take them out. I'm just going to put it out there right now. I don't have any faith in the Chargers because every time the Chargers show this glimpse that they're an elite team, they'll find a way to mess it up.
Well, don't be so sure. The 4th seed currently is this same matchup we just saw on Sunday.
Well, okay. Then that being the case, they might get to the second round and then they'll lose. But either way, like I say, Herbert, he got lucky that the Steelers forgot to cover Ladd McConkey.
Yeah, you're correct too. It is the Chargers' 3rd straight win.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole thing. Pittsburgh did it to themselves.
Yeah, I mean Pittsburgh. Listen, I hate to say it, but in the last month, you're 1-3.
Yeah,
you're falling at a time when you should have been sailing upwards because Lamar Jackson is injured.
Oh, they had every right to win this.
Joe Burrow is injured, and they brought in Joe Flacco, and that really ain't doing nothing. Cincinnati brought in Joe Flacco, that really ain't doing nothing for them. This division was yours for the taking, and you're fumbling it away.
Yeah, completely.
So, moving on, we got to talk about our 2 games. We'll start with mine because congratulations to the New England Patriots. You are the official NFC South champions.
Yes.
I say that because, well, we beat every team in the NFC South this year, winning against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers by the final score of 28-23. Drake May, 16-31, 270 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, which was just absolutely awful late. Had no business making that throw. Mm-hmm. Baker Mayfield, 28-43, 273 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Sean Tucker led the way for Tampa Bay in rushing, going 9 carries, 53 yards, no touchdowns. Travian Henderson, have a game, why don't you? 14 carries, 147 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns. And then for receiving, it was my new favorite receiver. I know you appreciate the hell out of this guy, especially on social media.
Yeah, love Mac.
Mac Hollins, 6 catches, 106 yards receiving, no touchdowns. And then for Tampa Bay, it was Emike Egbuka, 6 catches, 115 yards, and just 1 touchdown. So first of all, can we just make it a rule and spot the opposing team a touchdown to start the game? Like, because the Patriots, whenever they start the game and they let the other team start with the ball, there's always or almost always an opening drive touchdown. I think 7 out of the 10 games they've played or whatever, the opposing team has scored a touchdown on the opening drive. So can we just get it out of the way and just spot them an opening touchdown and move on with our lives? The other thing too, this run defense for the Patriots continues to amaze and astound me because this was the highest number of rushing yards given up in the season thus far. Nobody has gotten, except for Tucker, nobody they've played has gotten over 50 yards, which was a record going into this game since like the 60s or 50s or something like that it hadn't happened. But they held Bijan Robinson to 46. They held Cleveland to 18. Tennessee and this is their leading rusher, by the way. They held Tennessee to 22. They held Kamara to 31. They held James Cook to 49. Chuba Hubbard to 49. Warren from Pittsburgh to 47. Kane from Miami to 30. And then Genti from the Raiders to 38. So this run defense continues to impress and astound me. I don't know whose idea on the offensive side of the ball it was to put Kyle Tonga in as a fullback, but oh my God.
Smart move.
Oh my God, it works because how the hell are you going to stop a 6'2", 6'3", 300+ pound defensive tackle as your fullback? If you don't know what I'm talking about, I think it was the second touchdown run Travian Henderson had where he pancaked 5 Buccaneers defenders. Absolutely insane. I couldn't believe because I didn't think he was going to get through for first down, and then he's going down the field and he's crossing to the other side of the field, looking at the coaching staff going, should I score or should I just keep running to run out the clock? Absolutely insane. I haven't seen it. May had a good game. Not his best game. He had the 1 interception late, which was in the red zone. Certainly not what you want to see. But then you look at the receiving core. Receiving core, like I said, was great. You had Hollins with 106. Kyle Williams actually showed up. Holy shit. Hasn't done much all this year for the rookie. He had the 1 catch, 72 yards, and a touchdown. Diggs had a decent game, 5 for 46. But the team looking very good, I will say. It's just the second half is where I'm noticing they make their mistakes because they come out of the second half and it's like run, pass. And they're extremely conservative when they get the lead. I'm not saying you got to score every touchdown, but good Lord, score more than you're doing in the second half.
I'm going to say this right now. The whole defensive tackle as a fullback is going to be the new tush push. Everybody's going to be trying to do it now.
Could be.
It's going to be the new Wildcat.
Could be.
It works. But listen, Bravel is the new Belichick. Like he's somebody that was under that learning tree. He understands how to run a team. You can see in Tennessee he did great.
Yeah.
He just needed more offensive weapons.
Just don't ask him about Tennessee ownership.
Oh, right. Well, I mean, you could definitely tell there was frustration there.
Still is.
You think about like how it was arguable that he should have been let go. He had a contender there, and then look what happens when he falls apart. Yeah. You take a franchise guy away from your organization. Look what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that said, he's doing things in New England because Robert Kraft knows how to work with him.
Yeah.
And they're all on the same page, and they're letting him be him, and he's having fun. And it's weird as to say because isn't that really the Patriot way? It's always do your job and X, Y, and Z.
He's a player's coach too.
He's a player's coach, and he's getting the most out of his team because he's trusting them to do it. He's being tough when he needs to be tough.
And I say the one thing I like that he's doing is he's greeting after every win. He's greeting every player as they go into the locker room. He's giving some a little more love than others, but he's like, "Hey, great job to every player. Love that." And then when a player is injured, no matter where they are on the field, he is right there making sure they're okay. He had the one guy, it was I think late in the second quarter, was on the other side of the field, down towards the end zone. He came across the field and went down and was holding that dude's hand, making sure he's okay.
Vrabel's great. Like I say, he's the one thing I hated seeing him go to New England because I was like, he's going to turn that ship around.
Yeah, he between him and the head coach for Seattle, my top two contenders for coach of the year.
Oh, easily. Seattle's coach has got it locked in. But I will say this: if New England has a better record or gets further in the play, like they'll find a way. Like Vrabel should get it, because this team was not expected to get there.
Yeah,
there was okay.
But no, for the couple of for the schedule of these two teams you've got, like I said, the Patriots. We've got the Jets coming up this Thursday. After that, they've got a road game against the Cincinnati Bengals. Week 13 is the Monday night game against the New York Giants, and then they got a bye week.
Well, the Bengal game could be interesting. Joe Burrow is doing limited practice right now,
Yep.
so if he comes back, that could be the week.
Yep, and so we'll see. But I think the Bengals game is kind of a toss-up because you don't know which version of Joe is going to show up. Is it going to be the Joe that was throwing the ball around like he was before the injury? Then it might be interesting. But if he's kind of limited, not doing as much as he was, it could still be us. But no, after that it gets interesting because they got Buffalo, Baltimore, the Jets, and Miami.
Yeah, so
thank God that Miami game isn't in Miami. Patriots in Miami late in the season. I know how that goes. It's not good. For the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they've got the Buffalo Bills up in Buffalo. Good luck, Tampa Bay. This upcoming Sunday. After that, they've got a road game against the L.A. Rams.
Yeah.
That's on Sunday Night Football. And then they've got the Arizona Cardinals at home on Week 13. Week 14 is a home game against the New Orleans Saints.
Well, that's an interesting matchup that they're going to have this week. I'm going to say because with the Bills,
oh boy,
listen, give me the disclaimer.
The thoughts, views, and opinions are that of Ken M and do not necessarily reflect that of the ODPH. Listener discretion is advised.
Buffalo decided to buy into their own damn hype again. And this has been something that if you're a longtime listener to the ODPH, first and foremost, again, thank you for checking us out. It means the absolute world. Buffalo does this under the Sean McDermott era, and I don't understand where the lack of coaching is coming in on this, but this is clearly what is happening. You have a monster high win in beating a team like a Kansas City, and everybody thinks, oh, you're going to the Super Bowl, everything's perfect in this team, and you take the foot off the gas pedal, and you let a team like Miami, who has not beaten you in years, defeat you handedly. This was an embarrassing loss from top to bottom, with Miami winning 3-0 to 13. Buffalo was shut out for 3 quarters. Josh Allen, 28 of 40, 306, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception in the red zone.
This is the Dolphins' first win against the Buffalo Bills since September 25th in 2022, where they won 21-19.
Exactly. James Cook, 13 for 53. Shakir, 7 catches on 9 attempts, 58 yards. Keon Coleman, 8 targets, 3 catches, 46 yards, 1 touchdown.
Allegedly the number 1 guy.
Allegedly, depending on who you want to talk to, because ever since that whole Steve Smith comment came out, I don't know if that got in his head too much. I don't know what the case is. He has not been the same. And granted, Dalton Kincaid had a hamstring injury that definitely played a part.
Right.
The Bills got hit with the injury bug yet again on the defensive side of the ball. But the fact that this opening series, when the Bills had the ball, it was 4th and 1, and they're on their own 45-yard line. The fact they decided to punt, and Josh Allen had this perplexed look on his face. Yes, I'm using the big words. Perplexed. That already told me that they were in trouble. because for whatever reason, McDermott got too much in his analytics and said, okay, let's kick the ball to him. And Miami, to their credit, just ran the ball down their throats.
32 carries for everybody that got a credit for rushing on the Miami side of things.
Yeah, but
22 of which were Kane.
Kane 22 for 174 and 2.
Yeah.
Tua was not great.
No.
15 for 21.
173 and 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
2 and 2. And the interception,
0 sacks.
Yeah, the interception, I don't know where he was even throwing. Jaden Waddle, who allegedly the Bills offered a number 1 pick for in 2027, but I guess the argument allegedly was for 2026 and they didn't want to do it. So they let him stay there and he burned him for 5 for 84 and 1 touchdown.
7 targets.
So it all comes down to the Bills bought into their own hype.
Yep.
And went in complete meltdown mode. And their defense didn't show up.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if they were out too much partying on South Beach, but as a lifelong Bills Mafia member, this happens whenever they have a big win against, whether it's a Baltimore, whether it's a Kansas City, whether it's against a San Francisco, whoever the case is. Like if they're supposed to be a top team and they show up and they show the potential of this team, they always find a way to falter in some degree the week after.
I mean, listen, the concerning thing for Buffalo is the run game. It was your lowest leading rusher since the Patriots game in week 5, where your leading rusher was Josh Allen, and he had the same amount of yards. Since then, you'd had Cook with 87, Cook with 216, and Cook with 114, so that's certainly a concern. The other concerning thing I get is, listen, Buffalo's tight end group deserves all the credit and all the praise they get. It's one of the best tight end groups in the NFL right now between Shakir, Kincaid, and Knox. But when you have 28 receptions, you can't devote almost half of them to your tight ends, because you take out the tight end, I think Keon Coleman, 3 targets, Jackson Hawes, 1, Terrell Shavers, 1, Ty Johnson, 2, Cook, 5, Curtis Samuel, 1, Elijah Moore, 2, Ray Davis, 1.
Yeah.
Like the defensive coordinators and the guys on the field on defense are going to start keying in these next couple weeks going, hey, they love to throw to their tight ends. So let's put some guys on there or come up with some schemes that take the tight ends out of it and force them to beat us with their receivers.
Yeah. And the fact that fans were already saying that Joe Brady should be fired as the offensive coordinator and Brian Daboll should come back.
That's insanity.
Okay, this is the problem I have with Bills Mafia. This is what we alluded to at the beginning of the season when I said about people leaving early to go home on Sunday night.
Yeah.
Whenever the Bills do this, we all go the panic button. This is a bad game. This is a bad loss. This is a lack of focus on this team. That they were feeling too much like the media was putting them on the pedestal.
Sure.
That's the problem with this team. And this comes down to McDermott. Because you know this team and how they respond. And I'm not saying everybody, but you see how that defense played or lack thereof.
Yeah.
That's the problem. And the offense, Josh had a bad game. And for everybody screaming about the wide receiver position, he needs a number 1, X, Y, and Z. Pat, let me just make a very unique comparison here.
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers' heyday in Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
How many number 1s did he have?
Couple. Now, Greg.
Few and far between.
Yeah, I was say there wasn't anyone for like a super long, sustained period of time.
You could make an argument, and it's an argument for Greg Jennings.
Yeah,
you could.
Yeah,
could.
Yeah, Randall Cobb was there a couple of years.
But an elite number 1. But an elite number 1.
Hall of Fame number 1?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Not really.
Like you think about number 1s, like Randy Moss is a number 1 when he was with Brady.
Sure.
You think about Jerry Rice with a number 1.
Say Terrell Owens in his heyday?
Yeah.
Chad Johnson in his heyday?
You think about the elite receivers. Like you think of Justin Jefferson. You think about Jamar Chase right now.
Yeah.
Okay. How many of those players are getting their quarterbacks getting to the playoffs here? Josh Allen has worked with less and gotten more out of it. That's why he did get the MVP last season. Why? Because you take him off this team, and this team is 500 at best.
Sure.
That's how good he is. He had a bad game. His wide receivers are not great. Keon Coleman is struggling.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is.
Sure.
Did they make a bad pick with him? Debatable. I mean, he wasn't supposed to be a speedster, but
32 catches on the year, 330 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
yeah, not
all below at least. Well, the touchdowns is tied for 45th. Yards is tied for 67th, and receptions is tied for 54th.
Yeah, but like I say, not an elite receiver. But he was never expected to be an elite receiver.
Right. It's like trying to say Julian Edelman's your number one receiver.
Right. That's the whole thing.
On the depth chart, he might be, but in all actuality, he ain't a number one.
Right. Shakir is the number one on that team. Everybody knows it.
Yeah.
So the only thing he needs to do, as in Coleman, is give him some protection and give him some relief. So you have another viable option.
Yeah.
He's struggling. So this is where, if I'm the coaches, I sit with him this week and I'm like, okay, what do we need to do to figure this out?
Sure.
And that's what you need to do. That's why you have Gabe Davis on your practice squad. You brought him back.
Yeah.
You know somebody that knows the system.
Yeah.
That's why you just got, and I'm apologizing, I'm blanking on the guy, was released from Kansas City. And now he's on the practice squad.
Oh, okay.
This is when Tyreek Hill made the comment like, oh, he went to the ops.
Yeah.
Paraphrase.
Yeah.
So that being said, they are making some moves. This is a bad game, but this is a bad loss. But it comes down to lack of focus. And I'm just saying it right now. How this team responds against Tampa Bay is going to say if this team is a pretender or that was a bad game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in all honesty, you need to really put this into perspective. This is a lack of focus on the coaching staff because this team was not ready to play. Miami wanted this more. Hardman is the wide receiver.
Yeah.
McCole Hardman. So that being said, the Bills need to come out. This is a must win.
Oh, absolutely.
They need to make a statement and win by 10 points.
Because right now the Buffalo Bills are sitting in 6th place in the AFC playoff picture, just ahead of the Jacksonville Jaguars at the 7th spot, who are 5-4. And then you got the Kansas City Chiefs right there at 5-4 as well.
Yeah, but this is a problem. If they're not going to win the division, it is what it is.
Which statistically doesn't look like it's going to happen.
It's going to be tough, but you never know what's going to happen with the Patriots, and that's just
because right now Patriots have a 71% chance to win the division. Buffalo Bills, it is 29%.
Yeah, because they would need the Patriots to have like a really bad streak happen, which
right.
I don't think is going to happen, to be honest with you.
Probably not.
No,
but hey, weirder things have happened.
Weirder things have happened. Miami won a game. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Mike McDaniels is still gone at the end of the season, so it doesn't matter.
Probably.
Like they're gonna completely rehaul that team.
Yeah, more than likely. So for the Dolphins the next couple of weeks, this upcoming Sunday, technically a home game, but it's over in Madrid, Spain. It's the first NFL game over in Spain. They will be playing the Washington Commanders. So for those of you on the East Coast, get up early. 9:30 a.m. game on NFL Network. Then, of course, since they're coming back from 2 weeks overseas, coming back from overseas, they've got a bye week in Week 12. Coming out of the bye week, they've got a home game against the New Orleans Saints, and then they're on the road Week 14 against the New York Jets. For the Buffalo Bills, as you alluded to, Ken, they got this upcoming Sunday a home game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Then they got a quick turnaround because on Thursday, November 20th, they are on the road, Prime Video, 8:15 p.m., playing the Houston Texans. Then Week 13, they are on the road playing the Pittsburgh Steelers, and then they've got the Cincinnati Bengals at home Week 14.
Tough stretch.
Tough
stretch. I mean, it is what it is, but if you're supposed to be a Super Bowl contender, you got to step up and win those games.
Mm-hmm.
So Tampa Bay is going to be the real benchmark against them. If they still have to face a backup quarterback in Houston,
right? Should win, but hey.
They should win. But if they lose that one, then you can really start making some noise about the future of this team. But they need to respond, and that's going to be the question mark. Can they do it? Debatable. I'm going to say it right now because Tampa Bay is no joke.
No.
But if it's cold
Speaking
in Buffalo, they got a chance to do it.
This is true. Crazy week.
Whoa. Had to get that out there because, all the talk of Dabble coming back as OC after one game. Relax, people. But
send him to Canada. Have him go play in the Canadian Football League.
No, I got to. You know what they should do is just have him go to the Jets.
Yeah.
That would make the most sense.
Yeah.
A lot of football to talk about. See, you could definitely tell we're deflated about that, so we're going to get a quick break out of here. But in the meantime, hit us up on the hashtag ODPH Pod. Week 10 of the NFL is in the books. How did your team do? Is your team going to the playoffs? Or are they going away in the offseason? What is the deal? We want to hear about it. So definitely hit us up. Let us know. We're going to get our last break out of the way. We'll be right back.
This is Tom from Tom Joe Lou,
This is Matt from Sideroom Sounds.
and you're listening to ODPH Podcast.
Wanna go where no one knows my name, to the desert, the oceans, or the plains. 'Cause I wanna...
Coming back for the final segment on this edition of the ODPH Podcast. Pat?
Got a couple things to talk about, first of which is the local minute. And we're looking at the standings of the Federal Prospects Hockey League. Of course, that is the league where our local Binghamton Black Bears play in. And we're looking at the Empire Division because another week, Binghamton still in first place.
That's right.
So Binghamton currently in first place with 26 points. The Port Huron Prowlers are in second place with 21 points. The Topeka Scarecrows are in third place with 14 points. The Danbury Hat Tricks right behind them in fourth place with 13 points. Blue Ridge Bobcats in fifth place with 12 points. And then you got the Watertown Wolves in sixth place with 9 points. And then the Indiana Sentinels in last place with just 1 point. Looking at the schedule from last week, had a couple of games going on. Of course, some of them were highly touted, and I heard some good things about the games down there. I still got to get down there and get some and see some games. Schedule's been too busy.
We got a lot of stuff going on here at the ODPH.
We do. So they had the game on Friday, November 7th, against the Indiana Sentinels that they won by the final score of 4-1. And then they had another home game on Saturday, November 8th, against the Indiana Sentinels, where they won that one by the final score of 6-1. They got a couple of games this week. Both of them are home games. Friday, November 14th, 7 o'clock Eastern, they will be playing the Athens Rock Lobsters. That's an awesome name, if I do say so.
That is dope.
I'm
not going to lie.
If I do say so myself. So you got that going on. And then Saturday, November 15th, 7 o'clock Eastern, is again against the Athens Rock Lobsters. That one, we should note, is Education and Government Employee Appreciation Night. So definitely check out the social media stuff for information on all of that good stuff. But for more tickets, information, all that good stuff, BinghamtonBlackBears.com.
Yeah, it's that kind of season with hockey right now. I mean, nothing really to talk about with the Rangers.
They got a home game win.
Yeah,
they had to score like 6 points, and it was against Nashville. But hey,
listen, I will take it for what it is. I mean, unfortunately, they want to mess around with everybody in the league right now, which is fine. Like, listen, if you want to go and toy with everybody and kind of seem like everything's falling apart, it is what it is. Fourth in the Metropolitan Division with a record of 8-7-2.
Yeah.
But they're starting to come alive. Like I said, great win against the Predators, and then obviously they're playing, as we were recording tonight, against the Tampa Bay Lightning.
They're up 3-1 in the first period.
Let's ride. So you know what? That's all you need to talk about there.
JT Miller, Will Cooley, and then somebody else scored. I can't see who it was. Somebody else scored the third goal for the Rangers, and then Scott Sabarin scored the goal for the Lightning.
Well, you know, like I say, still early.
Yeah.
But there is a few other sports stories we're going to hit you with on the way out the door. So, Pat, you want to lead off?
Yeah. So, the NCAA has placed Michigan State football, and note I say football, not basketball, on 3 years of probation.
Ooh, that's not good.
For violations that occurred during Mel Tucker's tenure as coach.
Ouch.
So this according to an article on ESPN.com from Jake Trotter. The article goes on to say, quote, "The violations occurred due to the participation of 3 ineligible players. Now the Spartans will vacate all 14 wins from the past 3 seasons," a school spokesperson confirmed. That includes all 5 wins last season during Jonathan Smith's first year as coach. The 3 players are no longer with the program, the spokesperson said. Michigan State will also be penalized $30,000 plus 1.5% of the football program's budget. For the 2024 season, that budget was $58.6 million, according to figures provided by the Knight Commission on Intercollegiate Athletics. The Spartans will also face restrictions on official and unofficial visits, recruiting communications, recruiting person days, and off-campus recruiting contacts and evaluations over the probationary period. Close quote. So, Michigan, what are you doing?
Yeah, bad stuff for the Spartans.
Tell me about it.
Listen, that's not the record you want.
Nope. Then we got to talk a little bit of baseball news because, hey, season's over. They're handing out the awards. We'll go into the awards next week because, well, they're handing out another one tonight and another one tomorrow as we record. But we do have some interesting news, and we're kind of in the fan fiction period of free agency, I guess you could say. It hasn't officially started, but we'll see what happens. Because according to NewJersey.NJ.com's Randy Miller, it is being reported that an anonymous player who was with one Paul Skeens on the Pittsburgh Pirates in 2024 and 2025 has said that the pitcher's aspirations, saying, quote, "Trust me, he wants to play for the Yankees. I've heard him say it multiple times," close quote. An article on BleacherReport.com goes on to say, quote, "The anonymous player added that Skeens has no confidence the Pirates ever are going to win and is hoping for a trade well before he is eligible for free agency in 2030. Since going first overall to the Pirates in the 2023 MLB draft out of LSU, Skeens has been heralded as a franchise player, and he has already lived up to those lofty expectations. In 2024, Skeens received a May call-up to the big leagues, and he proceeded to go 11-3 with a 1.96 ERA and 170 strikeouts over 133 innings pitched. As a result, he was named National League Rookie of the Year and finished third in the National League Cy Young Voting Award. And then this past season, Skeens became the first pitcher in Major League Baseball history to start the All-Star game in each of his first 2 campaigns. He also built upon his spectacular debut. Says, although Skeens went just 10 for 10 with a Pirates team that ranked last in MLB in runs scored, he led the National League in ERA, 1.97, and while striking out a career-high 216 batters in 187.2 innings pitched. And he is, of course, a finalist for the Cy Young Award this year, along with Philadelphia Phillies' Christopher Sanchez and the Los Angeles Dodgers World Series MVP Yoshinobu Yamamoto. So should note, too, with the MVP or the Cy Young Award, that was voted on before the World Series, because if it was voted on after the World Series, you fucking hand it to Yamamoto now. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't. It's voted on before the season ends. So we'll see what happens. Weird things can happen. But hypothetically, let's play, speculation. If Paul Skeens does somehow find his way to the Yankees rotation, that would be quite the formidable rotation, because you would have one Max Fried, a returning Garrett Cole, Carlos Rodon, who had a hell of a year, by the way, Cam Schlittler, who was phenomenal down the latter half of the stretch and into the postseason. And then you also got Luis Hill. So somebody ain't making it onto that rotation, and, well, it ain't the first 3 guys.
Yeah.
Would be interesting if it happens.
Well, I mean, listen, if the Yankees want to make a big move, because obviously timing for that comment is very interesting, I feel.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not saying something was planted out there, but we did hear the rumors, and we'll treat it as rumors.
Uh-huh.
Bryce Harper.
Yeah.
Obviously his dream to come play for the Yanks. Like, everybody is now talking about New York for some reason.
Yeah.
So my guess, my unofficial ODPH guess, is they're trying to make some buzz to see if the Yankees are going to maybe make a run for one of these players. Which, listen, I don't blame them if they, especially in Skeens' case.
Yeah.
In his case,
yeah.
I'm sorry, Pittsburgh is not going to do nothing.
The Pittsburgh owner is notoriously frugal.
Yeah.
And is historically, and listen, I'm not shitting on the guy by
exactly.
any means, but you go look at the last 5-10 years of where the teams rank in terms of budget, and you go all the way to the bottom. Almost every year, the Pittsburgh Pirates are in the bottom 5.
Yep.
Every single year. Now, do the Yankees need more starting pitching? I mean, it don't hurt.
Yeah.
Sure. I'd argue they need a couple more things, at least offensively. I mean, they need to figure out what they're going to do at first base, because, you got Ben Rice, but you had Paul Goldschmidt isn't there. And then you've also got to figure out what you're going to do with the outfield, because Cody Bellinger opted out of his deal, but he's a Boris guy. He's going to opt out.
Of course. So wait and see about that one. But listen, I think timing is everything with this.
Sure.
So if the Yankees want to make a big splash, go trade him. He's a generational talent. Like, what are you? What are you waiting for? If this
I'm normally not one for them to want to give up some of their top prospects, but he's one that I'm like, what?
Go.
If you want to give up one or two of them, do it.
Yeah, this is the time to do it. So Cashman, if you want to do it, do your thing.
Uh-huh.
We'll leave you with one final note and some news making the waves around the NBA.
Okay.
The Dallas Mavericks have fired their GM, Nico Harris.
And in all likelihood, he found out about this before his meeting yesterday.
Or Nico Harrison, I'm sorry. Yeah, so he found out.
He found out on Twitter before the meeting, because the meeting was for 10 o'clock local time, and it was posted, I want to say, about 15 minutes before.
Yeah, so obviously he has come under a lot of heat for trading franchise player Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers.
For like next to nothing.
Well, I mean, they got Anthony Davis and Christie and another
They got
pick.
Anthony Davis and his albatross of a contract that there's already rumors they're trying to move Davis.
Oh, completely. With this move, with Harrison gone.
Listen, Nico Harrison, greatest Lakers GM in history.
Well, that's the whole thing. and granted, Cooper Flagg being on that team helps.
Sure.
But it doesn't help now. The fact that they fired the GM just as the season has started, I think there's some more problems in Dallas than we realize.
Less than a year before the 1-year anniversary of the Luka trade. 9 months. I think it's also telling that, you had this happen, and then this is also coming off the heels of his stellar reception with the fans after the trade happened.
Oh, completely.
And the nonsense that went down with his reaction to that.
Yeah, so to be fired over fan reaction, which, I mean, let's face it, this is the honest truth. That is telling.
It also doesn't help when you have minority owner, but not the majority owner anymore, Mark Cuban, going on multiple interviews and saying, yeah, that's a trade I wouldn't have made.
I don't think anybody would have made that one.
No,
but here we are, Dallas.
Luca's got the phone to show his reaction.
Yeah, so an interesting time in the Lone Star State with this one. I'm just going to say put it out there with the NBA happening because, trust me, there'll be some fallout with this because I say with Dallas, had this team not had a distraction like this going on, they could have made a run to the finals like I fully do. But now, after hearing that Harrison is gone, I think you're going to see this team get dismantled. They're going to build it around Flag, which is fine.
Yeah.
But
it'll take a while.
It's going to take a while.
Meanwhile, you got Wembanyama pulling up from 3.
Yeah, I mean,
the
Spurs are getting hot. Oklahoma City finally lost a game. And those New York Knicks, 7-3, a game and a half back of having the best record in the East. So playing the Orlando Magic tonight and defending their undefeated streak at home.
Love to see it.
I'd love to see it.
Oklahoma City finally lost a game.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Sorry, Jerry.
Yeah.
I know we're going to get an angry tweet.
Listen, we can't all go undefeated throughout the whole season.
Yeah, I was going to say we're going to get an angry tweet about that, but it's okay.
Probably.
It's okay, folks, because we want you to hit us up and interact with us. That's what we do here on the show. We love to talk to everybody, so ODPHpodcast.com is the best place to go for that. Use the hashtags because that's it for sports this week. So for the one and only Padawan J.
Fuck the Astros.
I'm your host, Ken M. Thank you as always for listening to the ODPH podcast. See you next time.
It's such waste of time swiping left and swiping right on people you could know. 'Cause anyone who's worth a damn be worth way more than a picture could ever show. You could find the right light, find the right angle, and never find your soul. And it can feel like a losing battle, and this plot is full of holes. This modern way of finding love just makes me feel so alone. And I can't be the only one sick of staring at my phone. So look up, talk to me, a better way to spend our energy. Just look up, talk to me. We don't have to float alone on the open sea. Don't know that I believe in the old time fable. Everyone has just one true love. All I know is you're across this table, and you're all I'm thinking of. So look up, talk to me, a better way to spend our energy. Just look up, talk to me. We don't have to float alone on the open sea. Talk to me. Talk to me. It's such waste of time swiping left and swiping right on people you could know.